Hello and welcome to this week's rate update. Today we're looking at the three main Asia outbound corridors, being Far East Main to North Europe Main to South America West Coast and US West Coast. They're top of mind for a lot of shippers right now, and also we look heavily into that to closely monitor short and long-term rate developments. We're looking at the averages for short and long term again, as well as the percent changes over the past 12 months, and I will also look into the past 3 months in a minute. Starting with North Europe Main, we see the short-term average is at $2,226 today, which indicates an 84% increase over the past 12 months. The long-term market is following, the trend is trending upwards. So we see a 21% increase over the past 12 months, and today's average at $1,500 roughly. Towards South America West Coast, we see the one of the highest short-term market increases at 181% over the past 12 months, and the average today is at $4,287. It's coming down from almost $5,000 in September, which was a 4-year all-time high on this corridor. The long-term average is at $2,800 today, and that is a 26% increase over the past 12 months. Finally, for Far East Main to US West Coast, we see an almost 200% increase on the spot average over the past year. So today's market is at $3,800 on the average. For the long-term average, we see the rate at $2,475, and that indicates 77% increase over the past 12 months. Now, only looking at the past 3 months, so how did the markets change since summer? We see that South America West Coast, actually the spot market exploded over the past quarter. So yeah, the development was kind of like flat over the whole year, and then as demand increased and capacity, the capacity squeeze. So now we have a the highest development on this corridor. Also, the long-term market on Far East Main to US West Coast and is indicated to increase even further. So we will, when we be in the graph view in a second, also look a bit into the rates that have been now contracted in Q4 and will also be valid within the next couple of weeks and months. So going into the first graph view on Far East Main to North Europe Main, we nicely see the development towards 2020, Chinese New Year, and the IMO increases, but then the short-term market crumbling quickly due to the loss of demand and the lockdown both in China and then also in Europe. Now as demand increases again, capacity issues, carriers just struggling to fulfill all the sailings, be on time with their schedules. So it's basically right now a real seller's market, and as we see it, it's pay more basically to get less, unfortunately. Looking a bit into the future, we see that the trend is continuing upwards. So those rates that are valid now for the next weeks have already been contracted by our shipper clients now over the past weeks and months with validity into the future, so we can display this for our clients. So we see that long-term average rates continue to rise towards $1,600 as expected right now. It will be interesting to see how this changes as we get more RFQ contracted rates in now over the next weeks and months. Looking at South America West Coast, we nicely see what I explained before, the exploding spot market now just over the past month, as it has been dropping since start of the year. Same for the long-term market. As we entered May, like a big drop in long-term market average rates. But now as the spot market is exploding, demand is very, very high. We see that now also the long-term market is following, and same for North Europe Main, the trend is continuing over the next month. So we see the long-term market average for this trade at almost $3,000 in November for now. And again, has to be seen how this changes as more rates are coming in over the next weeks. Just again for the timeline to check the percentage change just during the past month on the short-term market at almost 200% just since August. Now, last but not least, Far East Main to US West Coast. Couple of questions that of course come up here, like will Chinese authorities be successful in like challenging a free market and constraining carriers with increasing spot market? Because what we see here is also basically no limit on spot market increase since May, and we're also looking into the future, seeing that the trend is continuing. We see almost 30% increase in Q4 for long-term rates, which will be then right now, as we see it, at an average of over $3,000 on the long-term market, which also indicate an all-time high, at least over the past years. So question for our clients and for everyone shipping right now is how to deal with the current contract period. We advise right now to look into the possibility of fixing shorter term agreements, so maybe 3 and 6 months instead of like an annual contract, just to remain more flexible and not be dependent on this sky high market Asia outbound right now. Last but not least, again, the friendly reminder that the summit is close. It is 1 week ahead, where we have over 200 attendees, 20 speakers, among key speaker Rolf Haben-Jansen from Hapag-Lloyd, and we have 8 hours of content in total. Of course, if you can't attend the live session, just sign up and you will receive all the recordings. So make sure to sign up for this event. I wish you a nice day and talk to you next week. Bye-bye.